All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Today I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about an operation called Operation Chastise. Now, this was an operation by the Royal Air Force from England. Now, Operation Chastise had one goal, and that goal was to destroy the dams. The dams in question being the Moan, Eder, and Sorp dams. Now, the directive for this was quite simple, really. It was to disrupt the German industry as well as leaving the Germans without a water supply and leaving them without energy, as the Germans relied on hydroelectric power generation and water supply in their Ruhr Valley. Another goal that they sort of had was to demoralize the Germans, to show them that they weren't just another force to be messed around with. Now, continuing on from this, I would like to point my attention to two particular people. Some people that you might want to know in order to better understand this operation. First of which being Barnes Wallis, an English engineer and inventor that created the bouncing bombs, also known as the upkeep. Now, Barnes was a British scientist, engineer, and inventor who made significant contributions to the field of aeronautics engineering, particularly during World War II. He became known for his innovative designs and ideas that had a lasting impact on aviation and military technology. He studied at the University of London, earning a degree, and continued working for various engineering firms, gaining practical experience in structural designs and aeronautics along with that. Now, the other guy I wanted to talk about, his name is none other than Wing Commander Guy Penrose Gibson. He was a distinguished and courageous Royal Air Force officer, best remembered for his leadership, exceptional flying skills, and qualities that would later make him a renowned figure in aviation history. His aviation career began fairly young as he joined the Royal Air Force in 1936 at the age of 18. Now, some people are flipping burgers, some people are having a midlife crisis, but Guy Gibson at the age of 18, well, he was known for his exceptional piloting skills. He quickly rose through the ranks, earning a reputation as a talented and daring flyer. In March 1943, Gibson was selected to lead a newly formed number 617 Squadron, tasked with carrying out a top-secret mission to breach the German dams. Now, in order to do this, a lot of things needed to take place. For example, the bomb itself. The bomb itself was designed by Barnes Wallis. It was designed specifically for Operation Chastise, a mission aimed at destroying key dams at the Ruhr Valley of Germany. The primary targets: Moon, Eder, and Sorp dams, vital to German industrial production. The bomb itself was cylindrical and spun backward while being dropped from the aircraft. The bouncing effect was achieved by backspinning the bomb. As it hit the water, it would skip over the surface like a stone. Now, there was just one problem that Barnes ran into, and it was that the bomb itself weighed in at around 5,600 pounds, around 2,500 kilograms in weight. Along with that, it was designed to be dropped at a low altitude at a specific speed for optimal bouncing performance. Now, Wallace directed himself to the one aircraft that could do the job. The aircraft that at the time was widely regarded as one of the strongest, simply because it could carry so much weight. And that plane was called the Lancaster. It is one of the most powerful and successful planes in World War II. It was powered by four 1,400 horsepower Merlins. It was 69 feet long and had a 102 wingspan. It was known for carrying some of the heaviest loads in the war. Wallace thought that it was the perfect plane to use for this operation. Now, there was another problem: getting the support of everyone else. You see, the plan was regarded as sort of ridiculous. However, through many tussles and turns, it ended up going through. And on the night of 16th of May, 1943, Operation Chastise was underway. Gibson led the 617 Squadron of the Royal Air Force on an audacious bombing parade to destroy 3 dams in Ruhr Valley, the industrial heartland of Germany. Now, the plan was simple: bounce the bomb to destroy the wall. However, it's easier said than done, as the plane itself needs to go down to an altitude of 60 feet. In addition, it needs to be close enough to the dam so that the bomb could bounce and reach the target. First, the attack on the Moan Dam. Gibson knew that he had to go down to an altitude of 60 feet in order to let go of the bomb and avoid underwater nets designed to stop enemy torpedoes and not bounce up to the plane. Flying dangerously low meant that the standard altimeter was useless. Instead, the plane carried two spotlights at the bottom of the plane that were angled so that the reflection of the light would converge at a height of precisely 60 feet. Luckily, the water was still, just like glass. It was just what the crew needed. They used an impromptu sight that aligned the towers on the dam to measure the distance that they needed to drop. Anti-aircraft shots and flak were buzzing all around them as the gunner fires tracer rounds, hoping to intimidate the German gunners. Slowly, the towers align with the impromptu sight. Gibson releases the bomb. It hits the lake, and after 3 bounces, collides with the dam and sinks below the waterline. The device is ignited, and an epic torrent of water shoots skyward as it explodes. Pulling up and over the dam, Gibson and his crew watch the giant plume, their hearts in their mouths, waiting for the dam to burst. There are a tense few seconds as the crew watch. Is this the bomb that will break the dam? Will it crumble? However, it doesn't. There's sound and fury leading, ultimately, to nothing. The first bomb was 150 feet away from the center of the wall. There is a top-secret new device that has never been tested in the field, and the men must have wondered if it actually could work. Next in line is Gibson's deputy, John Veer Hapud. His Lancaster had already sustained damage on the flight from England. Skimming low and fast, he starts his attack run. Unfortunately, luck is not on his side. Anti-aircraft fire hits the plane, in the engines and on the starboard wing. His bouncing bomb is dropped, but mistimed in the commotion, going off target. It clears the dam, landing on a power station. Hopgood's Lancaster AJM is fatally damaged. Hopgood told his crew, "Get out, you damn fools. If only I could get another 300 feet. I can't get any more height." 3 of the crew managed to bail out. Gibson swoops back into the fray to flank Australian pilot Harold Brownlow Martin as he lines up on his attack run. The wing commander bravely takes the flak, giving Martin as clear as a shot as possible at collapsing the dam. When Martin doesn't succeed, he flanks squadron leader Dinghy Young, who carries bomb number 4. Gibson is still drawing fire from the enemy, heading south to create a distraction. Young delivers his payload, yet the target still holds. Could it be that this latest device is flawed, and these young men are risking all for nothing? A lot rides on the 5th bomb. Flight Lieutenant Maltby is at the Lancaster's controls. Accompanied by Gibson and Martin, he releases the drum. The resulting column of water is staggering 1,000 feet plus high. But has the impact been enough? 617 Squadron realize the dam is standing solid. Another strike is readied. But just as fellow Aussie Dave Shannon gears up to drop number 6, there's a rumble, and tons of concrete collapses as the dam gives away. Spectacularly so. Maltby had caused the breach, releasing millions of gallons of water into the river valley. The men are elated. It works, but however, there's no time to celebrate. The Moan Dam is only the first target of the Royal Air Force tonight. The next of which was the Eater Dam, approximately 15 minutes away by air. The awkward positioning of the Eater Dam makes approaching the dam a challenging task. The initial run-up to the dam is rather short, and Gibson's team have to make a 90-degree left turn to access it. A lot of careful maneuvering is needed before they can even attempt at a strike. This must have been hellishly frustrating for the 617 Squadron after numerous attempts to bring down the Moan Dam. Shannon bombs the target to no effect. Henry Eric Maudsley drops his drum, but it's late, creating an explosion at the dam's crest. The blast catches his plane at the back, though he manages to keep his Lancaster in the air and makes for home. Gibson called out to Mansley, asking, "Are you okay?" A faint signal came in reply. I think so. Stand by. No further contact with the aircraft was ever made. Les Knight, another Australian, flies in and successfully demolishes the Eater Dam with a decisively deadly strike. The final target was a Sorp Dam in North Rhine. While they were pulling miracles left and right out of the bag, they couldn't pull another one out of the bag. The remaining dam was left intact. 19 Lancasters had been dispatched in 3 waves. 53 men had lost their lives. These included the loss of Maudslay and his crew, who were hit by anti-aircraft fire at Emmerich, never making it back to England. The surviving dam busters were decorated in a service at Buckingham Palace. When interviewed about the operation later that year, Wing Commander Gibson commented, quote, "Normally, you don't know when you're going to die. But that raid on the dams was the one time when we knew that we were going to die. Or not die, as the case may be. The hair which was hanging on our lives was very thin. There's a funny, empty feeling in our stomach, but you're not frightened." End quote. He received a Victoria Cross. However, Gibson perished in 1944 after crashing in the Netherlands under mysterious circumstances. The effect was short-lived, however, as Germany rebuilt its wrecked dams within months, leading some to say that the operation had done little more than make a dent in the German war effort. What can't be disputed is the dam busters' effect on British morale. It was also a stunning act of bravery, with the men training for only 6 weeks and not having a clue what the mission was going to be until the day they flew it. Incredibly brave men in desperate times.